Middle pillar. Balance and harmony. The central pillar. Basic guidelines for Satanic covens. The purpose of the coven is strength in numbers. The combined soul/mind power of the members can accomplish much more than one person working alone. A coven provides companionship, mutual enjoyment of the practices, camaraderie, and is like a close-knit family. A working performed by the group will usually succeed remarkably, whereas one working alone may only realize moderate success. All joy of Satan covens are for the purpose of spiritual warfare. Each coven works directly with a Patron Demon/S who guides and instructs the coven as to the wishes of Satan. The coven is to operate in absolute secrecy. The word coven is derived from the Latin conventus, meaning gathering or assembly or to convene. It has the same root as convention and covenant. The coven itself becomes a powerful unit. The more powerful the minds and souls of the individual members, the more powerful the coven will be as a whole. In time, with continued workings, the coven develops a powerful aura of energy, of which individual members can draw upon to supplement their own power. The coven becomes an energy bank. This is only possible with regular meetings and rituals where all of the members work together as a group effort. Consistency is always the key in building and establishing spiritual energy. The structure and requirements of a coven. A coven consists of 13 members or less. The 13 include the High Priest/S, who is the leader of the coven. When the number exceeds 13, a new coven is formed, which splits away from the original one. This is based upon 13 full moons to a lunar year, and the 13 chakras of the soul. Every coven must have a Patron Demon/S. This is nearly always the High Priest/S Guardian Demon/S. This Demon/S should be asked if he/she agrees to be the patron. The coven should have a regular meeting place. This can be out of doors or in the home of a member, preferably with a special room functioning as a temple that has been designed, consecrated and dedicated to Satan/Lucifer. Traditionally, there should be a space of 3 miles or more between individual covens' meeting points. The old custom of territorial rites applies here. The coven should have a hierarchy. Each new member must go through an initiation ritual, swear allegiance unto Satan/Lucifer, and take the binding oath of absolute secrecy. Each new member must have already performed his/her dedication ritual to Satan/Lucifer before entering into the initiation rite. The dedication rite can be done under the supervision of the coven if the new person is comfortable with this. All of the members should feel a strong kinship and harmony with each other, as the coven must work as a unit. Compatibility among all individual members is essential for the entire coven. Once the oath is taken, it is permanent. Each coven should have a magical name. This can include the name of the Patron Demon/S and should be satanic in nature. Each coven should have their own special insignia to be sewn upon the robe of every member. This can be the sigil of the Patron Demon/S, the Esbat. Ideally, the coven should meet during the cycle of the full moon, Esbat. The reason for this is that during the full moon, astral energies are more favorable for success in workings. The moon rules the female side of the soul, which provides the energy necessary to any working. The full moon amplifies this. Regular monthly meetings should take place with a special rite set unto Lucifer. Afterwards, anything of importance is discussed and the group works on their powers together as a unit. This can be done through telekinesis, where all of the members work together to move or levitate a single object as a group effort. However, the working together is to be accomplished and what certain exercises will be used is up to the coven as a whole. It is important to agree, but time should not be wasted in trying to make a decision. If any member is in need, the entire coven comes together for a working to help. In time, the coven should be closer knit than one's own family. This comes from bonding with other members at the soul, which happens naturally when using individual powers together. The Sabbat. On Satanic holidays/holy days, the coven comes together to celebrate. Greater Sabbats are for celebrating, but are also very important for workings and dedications. Each Sabbat date aligns with important astral energies in the earth. This is why the ancients built Stonehenge and other monuments that focused upon the seasons, with their alignment to the sun. This is all based upon science. Certain energies within the Earth and the Earth's relationship to the other planets in the sky during these dates are very favorable for astral workings, which they greatly assist and augment. Celebrations always take place after an important working on a Sabbat. Misinformation has given the impression that these dates are only for revelry and feasting. This is not so. All of the Sabbats are very important dates for special success in spiritual workings that would not occur at other times during the year. These dates have a very important significance. Though this is only speculation, the word Sabbat has a strong resemblance to the Sanskrit word sabda, which means sound. Vibration in harmony from a coven is much more pronounced and powerful than from an individual alone. I have found many names of demons have their origins in Sanskrit, as well as Satan, which means truth. For more information concerning this, please see The Roots and Origins of Truth. Satanism. The most important purpose of the coven is that each is a dedicated medium of Satan/Lucifer in doing his work. This is nearly always in the area of spiritual warfare. The Patron Demon/S is the one to give the orders here. There is to be utmost secrecy. This is a gift to Satan/Lucifer and the powers of hell from the coven. These workings traditionally take place during the Esbats. Afterwards, during both Greater Sabbats and Esbats, feasting and celebration take place. Coven members are encouraged to bring food and beverages. The meetings should always be a positive experience for all coven members. The second male/female in hierarchy, under the high priest/is known as the officer or executor of the coven and is responsible for the membership, passing out of information to members about the time and place of the next meeting, what to wear, what food, music, and so forth to bring to the gatherings. If the high priest/s is absent, the officer fills in for him/her. What is needed for a coven celebration? The main focus of the coven is to work as a unit to accomplish magical feats that are not normally possible through the efforts of just one person alone. Though the following items are an ideal, they are not absolutely necessary. The most important thing is the regular meeting of all the members together and their working as a unit consistently. Just as an individual becomes stronger through consistency in his/her yoga and meditation practices in building energy and strengthening his/her soul, along with directing and focusing his/her mind, so does the coven as a unit. The coven is spiritual. The material items are ideal for celebrations and such, but if these prove too difficult to obtain for some, this will not prevent you from functioning as a coven. One or more small drums like bongo drums that can be used to get the group into a rhythm. Rhythm and dance have been known traditionally to build the energy of the soul. Optional musical instruments for a satanic coven are tambourines, recorders, panpipes, flutes, rattles. This is for the rhythmic dancing in a circle, which will be done to raise powers of the group as a unit. Dancing is often done in a line in a snake-like fashion, with the high priest/s at the front leading the others, making S's and other turning dance moves. For dancing that takes place after the rite, the above instruments can be played, or music of choice can be played over loudspeakers, metal or any other lively beat is fine. A suitable altar and altar tools are needed. These can belong to the high priest or can be separate for the coven. A group chalice will be needed and either wine or some other beverage will be used. The entire group will sip from the chalice during the rite. This is for formal rituals that make use of all of the props. As many already know, props are not needed for workings of the mind and soul. Props are only used to create a certain mood that is helpful to the working. For teens and others who are not free, props are not necessary. Only that everyone in the coven is dedicated to Satan and that the coven meets regularly. Coming together and focusing your minds upon a specific working are the bare essentials for any coven.